Don't pray for a breakthrough that you're not becoming the person to sustain. I used to say this saying a lot that I want to become the person that I needed when I was younger. But in reality, that's not the goal. That's not the mission. The goal really should be to become the person that your future requires you to be. Because if I'm becoming the person that I needed when I was younger, I'm still fixated on what happened in the past, on who I was in the past. And in reality, I can't have an impact on what happened in the past. I can only have an impact now, in the present, and in the future. And that's it. So the future version of myself is requiring the current version of myself to do the things necessary in order to create the life that I will have one day. And it doesn't matter what my excuses are. It doesn't matter what the doubt is. All that matters is that I'm taking the action right now in order to make that future version of myself proud. But maybe you don't even know what the future version of yourself looks like. This is a game that I love to play. And it's literally just taking the time to sit down and imagine what would life be like for you 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, 30 years down the road, whatever, 5 years down the road if you can't think that far in advance. But you sit down and you actually start to visualize, what is life going to look like for me in the future? What would be the perfect ideal scenario, like the perfect life? I have so much fun doing this. I'm a very visual person. So I love writing this down. I love taking the time to actually just close my eyes, visualize what that's going to look like. And there's something about the energy that that creates inside of me. It gets me excited. It gets me fueled up to want to go take action right now. So that way I can make that future version of reality. Maybe for you, it's your family. Maybe you envision a future where you have the perfect spouse and you have, 2 kids, 3 kids, whatever. You've got your little puppy running around the house, or multiple puppies. I don't know. Maybe you got a farm, but you're sitting around and you're imagining what life is going to look like on a day-to-day basis with the ideal family, with the perfect family, whatever's perfect is for you in your mind. You have the perfect family and lifestyle and just people that you get to enjoy life with, and kids that you get to watch grow up and become amazing, confident adults. And you're a part of that process of raising them through the good and the bad, the trials, like all of it. You're there with them, and you're able to watch this development happen over time. And something about that just sparks this excitement and this joy inside of you. Or maybe it's the future version of yourself when it comes to fitness. Maybe it's the 6-pack rock hard abs, which I don't have. Maybe it's the lifestyle of what a healthy lifestyle looks like for you. You're active, you're living each day without pain and without aches. You're able to enjoy life to its fullest. You're able to get up out of the bed every morning and go attack the day with full force and energy. And you don't feel fatigued and run down in the middle of the day. And at the end of the day, you feel like you still have more youthful energy to continue to push forward. Maybe it's your faith and your relationship with God, and you can actually see and visualize and imagine what it looks like to live a Christ-filled life. I don't know what it is for you, but there's something there. And I would guarantee to bet that it's probably better than whatever situation you're in right now. And I'm not saying the situation you're in right now is bad, but there definitely is better. And look, and it's not a grass is greener on the other side. No, the grass is greener where you water it. So you take the life that you're living right now and you actually nurture, you add water to it, you add fuel to it, you add life to it, and you get to see that continue to blossom into something bigger and greater than you can probably even imagine right now. So if you can't think 10 years, 20, 30 years down the road, start right now. Man, what does life look like for me next year? My mentor would say this all the time. The scariest place to be is 1 year from now, you're in the exact same position that you're in today. It's one of the scariest places to be because that means there was no growth. So what does life look like you a year from now, 3, 5, 20, whatever your timeline is? Because remember, like I said, your future version is not going to accept the habits and the behaviors that you have right now. At some point, you've got to give something up in order to get to where you want to be. You have to change who you are now to fit the mold of the person that you're becoming. The person that you're becoming is not going to have the same habits, the same consistencies, the same excuses, all of that stuff. They're not going to have that, especially if you're working for a bigger, better life. So you've got to make some decisions now. You have to start taking action now. So that way you can get to where you want to be faster and you have a better chance of getting there. And you can actually see that vision coming to life. You see, your strategy of what you have to do right now in order to get there is going to be based off what your identity is. And your identity is only defined by you, not by those around you. So that life that you envision and see for yourself, the person that you envision yourself becoming. We'd say this all the time to black belts. You have to imagine yourself already becoming a black belt. If you don't act as if you're already a black belt, you will never receive one. That was something I would say all the time. So you have to already act as if you are the person that you're currently working on becoming. Because when you do that, you're going to start to take on those behaviors, those habits. You're going to start building that kind of discipline and consistency. So maybe you don't have the six pack right now. Start acting as if. What will the version of you look like then? Are you just going to get the six pack and then you're going to stop working out? No, you're going to continue to work out. You're going to continue to put in the reps. You're going to continue to put in the work. You're going to continue to eat better and eat healthy and live a more active lifestyle. Are you going to wait until you have the family to start acting like the kind of person that needs to be able to lead that family, to nurture that family, to help grow that family? No, you're going to start taking the action now. You're going to start investing in yourself to become the best version of you. So that way you can be the best version and be able to raise those kids in the future. You see, you have to start acting as if now, so that way you can get to where you want to be. And odds are you'll probably actually get there faster because you're becoming the person you need to be instead of waiting to become the person you need to be. Because if you wait to become, you never will be. You have to become it before you do it. One of the tools or skills or whatever you want to call it, one of the exercises, there we go, that I would do sometimes to kind of help me with this is I would start writing down what the future version of myself has accomplished. And I write it as if it's already happened. I've written 5 bestseller books on the New York Times bestseller list. I'm an international speaker, world-renowned speaker. I have a wife and 2 kids and 2 dogs that I love dearly. Like, you just start writing all of these things down, $100 million net worth, 100 businesses. Like, you just start writing these things down. I don't know what it is for you, but it's something. You start writing it down as if it's already happened. And then I want you to sit in that for a second and start imagining, man, what does that feel like? What is that energy that I'm feeling right now? Now, what do I need to do to become that person? And how do I start it now? I started writing that I was an author before I ever published a book. Now I have one out. Now I can officially say I actually am an author. But I had to start believing it before I saw it. That's faith. You have to believe it before you see it sometimes. So what is it that you believe is going to happen in your life? Can you see it? Can you visualize it? Can you make it come true? Can you bring it to reality? Can you bring it to fruition in your life? Yes, you can, because I know you have the power to do it, but you have to believe you have that power. So that's your exercise. That's what I want you to do is I want you to write 5 things, just 5. Start simple, start small, start baby. I want you to write down 5 things or maybe 5 accomplishments that you see for yourself in the future. And don't go too far out. Let's start with 1 year. What do you see for yourself in the next year? Write it down and write it down as if it's already happened. And here's your bonus. When you write it down, share it with somebody. Share it with someone close to you. Someone who you know believes in you in order to achieve it. And have them hold you accountable. It's a different level of pressure. Oh, Cameron, I don't know. They're going to think I'm crazy. Good. We're all a little bit crazy here. So I want you to take the time to write it down. Put down 5 things. You write it as if it's already happened. You share it with someone. And I need you to make me this promise. You're going to become the person today that you need to be in order to become that future version of yourself. And if you're really bold, share it with me. Hey, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you can find me. I want to know, what are those things that you're becoming right now? What's the 1 year version of yourself look like? What has that person done and accomplished? I want to know what those are. Let me hold you accountable. Let me be in your corner. And let's do this together. Stay mission driven.